Hey there, my name is Jim Bartlett, and I have a Facebook page at Heavy Metal Cosplay. It's Heavy Metal Heroes is the name, but I think you find it at Heavy Metal Cosplay. And there you can see the work I do. Jen Greeley is a good buddy of mine, and she asked me to show a demonstration video of some sort that would be relevant for somebody who's maybe new at this. And so today I'm going to show you how to create faux leather out of EVA foam. And the technique is kind of fun, but first we'll take a look at some examples of what the faux leather looks like. So that's what's next. Okay, here is an example of our foam leather, and you can see how convincing that looks as kind of an old set of crinkled leather belts. Well, if you flip them over, you'll see, yeah, that's just that silly floor mat foam. This is a part of a much larger piece. It was a part of a Diablo 3 Crusader character. If you go to my website or my Facebook page at Heavy Metal Heroes, you can see more on this one. But this was all crafted by my son, who, like I said, kind of helped inspire me to get involved with this stuff. And I think he just did a masterful job. So I'm going to show you the technique we used for this. Let me show you another example. Okay, here are two other examples of what you can do with this foam and the technique I'm going to show you. You see how this arrow quiver was for a costume that I built, and kind of a tribute piece to the Frank Frazetta character called Red Morden. And this is just a piece of foam. You know, it's very lightweight, and it's cobbled together, just sewed it together with actual leather strapping, but the surface itself, this is all just foam. Then this belt for the same character, actually, I created this one a while back, and you see, even on a heavier piece of leather, you can get that nice leather look. This is a little bit shinier just because of the paint I put on it, but you can see how it just kind of resembles that nice worn leather look, and it seems like over time it gets even better. So it's kind of nice that it does that. And you can see on the back side, it's just that silly floor mat foam. So that's what it looks like. Now let me get set up to show you how to do this, and then I'll show you the easy technique. Okay, so here are the ingredients. First, you're going to need your iron. Yep, just a regular iron that you use for your clothing. Make sure you set it on the high setting, and make sure that you don't have the steam activated, okay? You don't need steam. Then here's a piece of EVA foam. This is, again, floor mat foam. This is the thinner stuff. This, I guess it's probably a 1/4 inch thick, somewhere in there. Probably a 5mm thickness as an equivalent. But you can use it on it doesn't matter. As long as you got a clean side to work with, you can put the leather pattern on anything. And then the other essential piece, yeah, aluminum foil. So what we're going to do, what you're going to do is I've already done it with this piece, just take a sheet of aluminum foil right off the roll and crumple it up into a ball, but be careful, don't scrunch it too tight, because when you go to peel it apart and flatten it back out, you want to have, you'll have a lot of difficulty if you get too tight with it. It'll be hard to unroll. So, but just scrunch it up the best you can into a ball, get all these nice little undulations and deviations and surfaces created on your aluminum foil. And then once my iron is hot enough, I'll show you what we do. Okay, so here we are. As I showed you before, this is just a piece of regular EVA foam. It's nothing fancy, just a hunk, a little spare piece I have. I've taken the aluminum foil, I've already flattened it out, but you don't want to flatten it out too much. You just want to open it up, basically, from the ball that it was. You take your iron and you place the iron on to the aluminum foil over the foam. And then you put some downward pressure on it and just hold that pressure down like so. And what you don't want to do is start ironing. Don't iron, just press, okay? And then when you're done in one area, you'll move over and you'll press there, okay? And then you may have to do that multiple times. It may take 2 or 3, efforts in the same area, just kind of go back and forth between the two like that. You can also turn the iron a different direction. So like this, for instance, and press down. You don't have to put a lot of force down. You just want to get some downward pressure going on it. And it's kind of a methodical process. You just keep going, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna pull this off after just those 4 or 5 presses we did, and here's what we have. And you can see how already we're getting that really nice texture, kind of a interesting deviation from what the normal pattern is. So this is starting to look like some real leather, okay? You can do things with the aluminum foil. If you see it start to flatten out too much, just crumple it back up, just like I'm doing here, and get some more of those surfaces, okay? And there's nothing wrong with laying this back over in a different direction or orientation, just like this, and you can do it again, okay? So I'm gonna do a couple of extra presses here, one like this, another one over here like this. Doesn't take very long. It's good hot iron, so it doesn't take too long to impart this. But the longer you take and the more heat that transfers, the better that imprint's going to be, just by way of explanation. So now let's take a look and see what we have. See if we did any more damage to it. Yeah, see, that looks even closer together now. You're starting to see even more fine deviations. The other thing that we do with this, once we get it to this point, is we'll turn it and we'll twist it, and we'll do things like this with it to help give some of those creases a chance to really crease. So we'll do a lot of this ringing action like this, and this stuff is pretty tough, you know. I mean, it's not gonna, as long as you don't try to rip it, it's not gonna tear. Don't put it under any major stress or you'll have some issues. But you can see what that did, those stretches, just all that twisting caused these little, even smaller little deviations in there, and that just gives you that nice, you know, leather look. So now you can really go to town with completing a leather look in just about any facet of your costume. So that's my simple tried and true technique, aluminum foil with an iron. That's how we get it done, and I hope you learned something from this. And my piece of advice for any beginning cosplayer is this: just go for it. You know, my very first effort at cosplaying was really bad. But what you will learn as you do this is there's a whole ton of great content out there now on YouTube that can teach you how to do this. So just dive in, get started, and you never know where you're going to end up. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. Thanks for giving me a chance to show you this. Bye.